I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. Welcome to my little craft corner. And this is the card we're going to make today using the new in color mint macaron and the envelope paper to make our own envelopes. Let's get started. This card stock is cut at 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4, and folded for the card base. I'm also going to make my own custom envelope. I'm using the new envelope paper that is in the 15-17 in colors. It comes with a solid and two styles of print, either the stripes or the wood grain. And so my first sample I did with the stripes, and I'll do this one with the wood grain so you can see the difference. And this envelope paper is a little bit thinner than our designer series paper, and the print is made so it makes a nice card. To make the envelope, I'm using the envelope punch board. Set it up by placing your cardstock here and scoring, but it's very right-handed, and so I'm left-handed, so I like to turn it the perpendicular to me. For the basic envelope, the 4 1/4 by 5.5 card, you're going to start with an 8 by 8 square of designer series paper, and your first score is going to be at 3.5. I want to double check that, so I'm going to check this board. 4 1/4 by 5.5, 8 by 8 cardstock. Yes, 3.5. So I'm measuring 3.5. I'm trying to look without getting my head in the camera. And you're going to punch, and then put this scoring tool comes right in the envelope punch board, and you're going to put it in the corner and feel for that one groove and score. Turn it counterclockwise, and no more measuring after that first measurement. Now you use this little pointer and measure it up with the score that you just made. Punch and score, and then repeat. Line it up with the score line. Punch and score. Rotate. Line up that score with the pointer. Punch and score. And then you can decide whether you're going to have your design on the inside or the outside. If I were to mail this, I would probably want to have the solid side on the outside. But just, I think, to compare them, I will put the wood grain on the outside like I did before. Now, there will be this little flap, and you can decide how you're going to treat that little flap. Are you going to leave it like it is? Or a lot of times I will fold this down to match where it meets here. And then you can either cut this off or you can glue it down. And then you want to finish the other 3 corners. And you can finish the other 3 corners by putting it at the other side, the reverse punch, and making sure it doesn't wiggle in there. Punch, punch, and punch. And that gives, whoops, that wiggled in here a little bit. Should be more careful. There we go. And that gives a nice rounded corner. And then you just have to move those little scraps. And then I want to adhere this closed. So I'm just going to fold that down, fold this up, and you can put this on the outside or the inside. I think I'll do it that way. And so I'm going to put my adhesive here. Do not go all the way to the middle, or you will have adhesive sticking to your card. Hopefully I don't have adhesive. That should be okay. one of the things that I sometimes do is use two-way glue pen and put your row of adhesive along this side and then set it aside to dry. If you use this glue immediately, it sticks a permanent stick, but if you let it dry first, it will become sticky like a sticky note. And if I were putting this through the mail, I would probably want to use a more permanent adhesive. Now I'm going back to my card base, and I have a piece of Whisper White cardstock cut at 5 1/4 by 4, so it just leaves a narrow border. And I have a scrap of cardstock. And I also am using some of the trimmings from the envelope punch board as my designer series paper. This piece is 2 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to adhere this to the top. And I'm using some of the mint macaron lace. This lace is so soft, and it's just, I love this lace. It lays really nice and flat. So to adhere it, I'm just putting adhesive on the edges on the back side of this card, and I am lining it up with that, the edge of the envelope paper, pulling it. You don't want to pull it too tight because it will kind of thin it out. And then I'm going to use a couple of glue dots. So this is the way I keep my glue dots. I like to unwrap them one at a time. I'm going to put one right below the paper, the envelope paper, and then one a little bit below that to kind of bunch my lace up on that. You don't have to worry about bunching it perfectly. This card would look great with any of the stamps from Tag Top. We've got For You, Wedded Bliss, Welcome Baby, Congratulations, but I'm using the birthday today. You're going to stamp one time in Tip Top Taupe, and then clean the stamp, and then stamp again in Mint Macaron. That looks a little too juicy, so I'm going to try again on the other side. Better. This is the coordinating punch, the label bracket punch. So I'm going to just punch out both of those. Looking from the back side. I want my Tip Top Taupe, Happy, and To You to show, and so I'm going to cut off those from this side, so it just says birthday. Pop that with a couple of dimensionals, and I'm going to be using dimensionals on this one too. I want to put the dimensionals on the top and the bottom so that I'm not going to be gluing right to the lace. And just line that up. And then I've already got the dimensionals on this side. And I'm ready to put that on over. And now I'm going to add one of the embellishments. I could really use another Tip Top Taupe or Mint Macaron. I think I'm going to use Mint Macaron this time. and we apply these with glue dots, and this is why I'm going to hand deliver this card, because really this is too lumpy, I think, for to go through the post office correctly. I'm going to put one of the tiny pearls into the center of the flower. If you use one of the medium size, you'll probably need to have an additional glue dot in there. And I'll put a large pearl on either side of the flower, a medium pearl next to those, and another tiny pearl, and I want to get those in a line if I can. And then all I have to do is adhere this If you want to add a little bit of embellishment to the inside, add a 5 1/4 inch strip by 1/4 inch strip to the inside of the card, and that'll just jazz it up a little bit for you and help your card coordinate. So I have my coordinating envelope and my card is there. Which one do you like? Do you like the stripes or the wood grain? I think they both look beautiful. So if you would like to get some of the new in colors, we have the dotted lace, the cardstock, the embellishments in mint macaron or tip top taupe. Come on over to bevadams.com. I would love to be your demonstrator. If you already have a demonstrator, come on over anyway. I have lots of ideas. I have the directions for this project and others on my website. Talk to you soon. Bye.